Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam, welcome to Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Today we are very happy to have the association of His Grace Suvarna Gaurahari Prabhuji. He'll be sharing Bhagavad Katha from 4th Canto 27th chapter 28 to 30th verses. The chapter is titled Attack by Chandavega on the City of King Puranjana, the character of Kalakanya. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna Suvarna Gaurahari Prabhuji. I'm checking with Prabhuji, so please continue to be online. So I'll continue to play the Kirtan. In the meantime, I'll keep checking with Prabhuji. Once he's online, we'll start the class.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Suvarna Gaurahari Prabhuji, are you online? We are unable to hear you. Hare Krishna, we are trying to contact the speaker. Please continue to be online.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today class will be from temple, so it will start few minutes late. So I mean, the temple class starts around 8:10, so we'll have to wait for a few more minutes. I'll be playing the kirtan.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodhan Yashodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava
कुंज बिहारी श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। So we'll be reading from Canto 4, chapter 27. You have the verses with you? Canto 4, chapter 27. I think it's verse number 28, 29, 30. 4, 27, 28. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So we'll read the verse 28. Maya, you can repeat, by me. Niropitaha, settled. Tubhyam, for you. Patihi, husband. Atma, of the mind. Samadhina, by meditation. Na, never. Abhinandati, welcome. Lokaha, the people. I am these. Tvam, you. Abadhram, inauspicious. Asammatam, unacceptable. Maya nirupitasthubhyam patiratma samadhina nabhinandati lokoyam tvamabadhrama sammatam. Maya nirupitasthubhyam patiratma samadhina nabhinandati lokoyam tvamabadhrama sammatam. Maya nirupitasthubhyam patiratma samadhina नाभिनन्दति लोकोऽयं त्वामभद्रामसम्मताम्. मया निरूपितस्तुभ्यं पतिरात्मसमाधिना नाभिनन्दति लोकोऽयं त्वाम् अभद्रामसम्मताम्. It's not Maya, it is Maya. Yeah. Maya nirupitasthubhyam patiratmasamadhina नाभिनन्दति लोकोऽयं त्वाम् अभद्राम् असम्मताम् मया निरूपितस्तुभ्यम् पतिरात्मा समाधिना नाभिनन्दति लोकोऽयम् त्वाम् अभद्राम् असम्मताम्. It's त्वाम् name. त्वाम्. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. The king of the Yavanas replied, after much consideration, I have arrived at a husband for you. Actually, as far as everyone is concerned, you are inauspicious and mischievous. Since no one likes you, how can anyone accept you as his wife? Purport. After much consideration, the king of the Yavanas decided to make the best use of a bad bargain. Kalakanya was a bad bargain, and no one liked her. But everything can be used for the service of the Lord. Thus, the king of the Yavanas tried to utilize her for some purpose. The purpose has already been explained. That is, Kalakanya as Jara, in the invalidity of old age, can be used to arouse a sense of fear in people so that they'll prepare for the next life by engaging in Krishna consciousness. So we'll take the other two verses also. That ends the chapter. So when we're discussing, we'll read the other shloka and purport also. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Those who are in the temple hall as well as those who are online on Zoom. So we're discussing this topic of attack by Chandavega on the city of Puranjana. So very interesting story this is. How many of you read this story? Okay, few devotees have read. Very interesting story spanning several chapters. Allegorical story which teaches us beautiful, wonderful lessons for our own life. So here Chandavega is attacking the city of Puranjana. Like there are two parties and one party attacks another party to another kingdom to conquer it. So here Chandavega is attacking the city of Puranjana. Puranjana is a person who is staying in a city of nine gates. Navadvara Pure Dehe. Bhagavad says, and this body is a city of 9 gates. At 5 gates are above our neck and 2 gates are below. So the city of 9 gates. And using this analogy of city of 9 gates and the person residing, the king residing in the city, the king's wife, the king's soldiers and guards, and their family, the whole story is made. Right? And this is a story of king called Puranjana. Pura means city. Puranjana means a person residing in the city. So actually, this Puranjana is none other than all of us, the soul, spirit soul. So soul is now residing in this human body, which is having 9 gates. And there are other cities which have lesser gates. Some don't have eyes, some don't have ears, some don't have the sense of smell. And some are just like stones, some are like trees. Their capacity is very stunted. So, using this analogy, we can learn some lessons. So, Puranjana got attracted to the city, he came here into the city to find happiness. We all have come here in this body to find happiness. This Jiva was unhappy traveling in all other bodies, but finally, when he came to human body, he felt very happy because better facilities for enjoyment are there here. And there was one girl to whom he got attracted to, and he married her, Puranjani. So married her and dreamt of a very happy life, and continued staying in this beautiful city made of palaces, nice roads, and parks, and city centers. And I don't know at the time malls were there or no, but there are marketplaces. And outside the city also there are nice gardens and forests for enjoyment. So I was very happy staying in the city. But there is an enemy who was attacking the city. And who is that enemy? Chandavega. He was a Gandharva and he had soldiers. Okay. He had about 720 soldiers and who had multiple teams of soldiers. So they started attacking the city. But the city was very strong fort, and there was a powerful commander who was defending the city. Every kingdom has got a king and there's a commander, and commander has got so much big army. So this commander, he was a snake, powerful snake, which was always protecting the city. The snake had 5 heads, and it was always. The snake is compared to prana, the pranavayu in the body. So this snake was assisted by other commanders, so who were 11 in number, who were the Indriyas, 10 senses, and the mind. They were assisting the snake in fighting this battle against Chandavega and his army. And because the snake was very strong, he was able to keep them away from the city. But what happened, because the fight went for long, prolonged time, Chandavega is attacking the city for 100 years, non-stop attack. What is our lifespan? Okay. As soon as you're born, death start attacking you. We are subjected to the effects of time. But because our prana is strong, we hold on to our life. And some people drag on till 50 years, somebody for 60, somebody may drag on their life for 80 or 100 years, isn't it? So, whatever time their karma allows and their bodily and strength of their prana, they can withstand the forces of Chandavega. So Chandavega has this 720 soldiers, and there are other sub soldiers called who cause diseases, anxieties, pains, right? And whenever the enemy attacks, where do they attack? They attack at the gates only, right? They try to barge into the kingdom through the one of the gates. Similarly, in our body also, we start getting diseases in the gates only. Right? So the senses start becoming weak. These gates start becoming weak, and the diseases enter into the body through these gates. The viruses or bacteria and all, generally they enter through these gates and they go inside, sit somewhere and start creating trouble. So Chandavega started attacking. But Chandavega also had a daughter who was also very influential, powerful. Chandavega is Kala, and Chandavega's daughter is called as Kala Kanya. Kala Kanya. So who is the daughter of time? Kala Kanya. She is also called as Jara. Jara means old age. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Jara means old age. So she was looking for a proper match. कौन शादी करेगा मेरे से ना? She's going and proposing different people and trying to get a yes for the proposal. But everybody is rejecting. अरे तुमसे कौन शादी करेगा? तुमसे शादी करेंगे तो बूढ़े बन जाएंगे. Jara. Jara means old age. One who causes old age. So nobody was marrying her. So, and it is said that Narada is telling this story once she came to me also. Because she saw that no, this Narada is very handsome. So she went and proposed to Narada Muni. So Narada Muni said, I have already taken a vow of Naistika Brahmacharya, I will not get married. And she became angry. Proposal rejected. She becomes angry. And then she cursed Narada Muni. So what is the curse? Very famous curse. You cannot stay in one place for a long time. And Narada said, thank you. अभी तो हमको चाहिए प्रचार को क्या चाहिए? Right? He wants to travel and preach. Right? So staying in one place, we cannot. Uh, but when you travel, opportunities are more. Right? You can. And if you stay in, if a renunciate stays in one place, he will become attached to that place. That's even the Goswamis are sitting in different trees every day. Right? So today this tree, tomorrow this tree, tomorrow this forest, tomorrow that forest, like, so that they don't become attached. So renunciate should not get attached. So the traveling helps him. So Narada said, thank you, very nice. Right. So, so the Prabhupada writes in that purport that those who stay away from this, they stay young. Narada, although he was quite elderly, quite old, but still he was young, looking young. So those who stay brahmacharis, they stay young and look young, even at the old age. So Prabhupada writes like that in that purport. So that because they don't accept old age, Kalakanya. So Kalakanya, she was frustrated. Who will marry me now? And Chandavega said there is another one king called Yavanaraj. You go to him and he may accept you. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subramanya ki, Shri Shri Gaunita ki, Shri Lakshmana Dev ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. So she came to Yavanaraja and requested, O gentle one, I am now present before you to serve you. Please accept me and thus show me mercy. It is a gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is distressed. After hearing the statement of Kalakanya, daughter of time, the king of the Yavanas began to smile and devise a means for executing his confidential duty on behalf of Providence. He then addressed Kalakanya as follows. So Yavanaraj thinks about this request. He will say he will not marry Kalakanya. He arranges for another marriage. So Prabhupada says that this old age is inevitable. Right? Although nobody wants to marry her, but inevitably she will come and affect us, especially to those who are attached to materialistic life. So the Yavanaraj is none other than the representative of materialistic life. Yavana means those who do not follow dharma. They are called as Yavanas. So those who are beyond the rule of Varnashrama. Prabhupada had said in the previous purport that the king of Yavanas was also a servant of Krishna. Consequently, he wanted to execute the purpose of Krishna through the agency of Kalakanya. Although Kalakanya means old age, Yavanaraj wanted to serve Krishna by introducing Kalakanya every year. Even the old age can be used in Krishna's service. How? By creating fear. When people think that I'm becoming old, I cannot enjoy, then they start thinking more deeply about life. Then they may turn towards Krishna, isn't it? So foolish people engage in materialistic activities as if they will live forever and enjoy material advancement. But actually, there is no material advancement. Under religion, people think that material opulence will save them. But although there has been much advancement in material science, the problems of human society, birth, death, old age, disease, are still unsolved. Foolish materialistic scientists are trying to solve this problem, but they are also subjected to old age and death. So the Yavanaraj represents a materialistic person who ultimately meets with death. Right? So the king of Yavanas. So he also started thinking, no, how can I engage this Kalakanya in the service of the Lord? So Prabhupada writes, the invalidity of old age can be used to arouse a sense of fear in people so that they'll prepare for the next life by engaging in Krishna consciousness. So actually there are different categories of people who come to Krishna. There are some people who come to Krishna out of love because they want to love and serve Krishna. The another category who want to come out of desire. They have some materialistic desires. They want to fulfill those desires. They come. And there are some who come because of dutifulness. That Krishna has given so much to me. So let me serve him. But there are some who come because of fear, डर डर के मारे वो भगवान के पास आते हैं क्योंकि उनको डर से मुक्ति चाहिए. They want to be freed from fear. So that's why they come to Krishna. And what is that fear? That fear can be due to fear of death, which is ultimate fear. And there can be fears of losses, fear arising due to material frustration, right? So such kind of people also come to Krishna. So most of the people are in this category. जो डर गया वो मंदिर गया. They are in this category. Many people. So that's why sometimes to induce that fear in people's heart is also good. Fear of sin is good. So while preaching Krishna consciousness, we should do two things. One is create fear about material life, fear about sinful reactions. And second thing is give them hope that by surrendering to Krishna, one can mitigate all these fears. So one should tell about the nature of this material world and also one should tell about the nature of service to Krishna. Two things one has to do. There are some people who give classes, but they keep only telling about fear, material world, material problems, this and that, but they don't give any positive solution. So we should give that positive solutions also, that like chanting Hare Krishna, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, giving some service in the temple. So in this way, they can get the process of mitigating their fears. Right? Those are all preachers. We should also note that when you go to preach, give any class, we should balance it. Don't keep telling only problems of this world. We should also balance it with telling spiritual solutions. Right? प्रेम भक्ति यहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो. Right? So this avidya, this material world, the knowledge of this material world, the ignorance, avidya means ignorance, creates fear in this material world. So one has to destroy that fear by divya gyan hriday prakashito. So one should tell them what is avidya, what is ignorance, and tell them what is vidya, spiritual knowledge, which takes on to Krishna. Vidyam cha yastad vedhobayantam saha avidya mrityum tirtva vidya amrutam ashnate. And where does this shloka come? Bhakti Shastriya, Ishopanishad. So Krishna says that one should know avidya and vidya, both. So this Knowledge of avidya will create fear that whatever I have acquired in this life will have to leave one day. Whatever material relationships are there, they will be broken one day. All the possessions. Actually, your Puranjana also had 1,100 sons and 110 daughters, and each of them had hundreds of children. So the whole city was full of children. Overpopulation ho gaya tha in that city. And it is also said that these children are plundering the wealth of Puranjana only. पापा पॉकेट मनी चाहिए, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, पूरा खजाना लूट रहे थे लोग, right? And this fellow is frustrated, no? Trying to fulfill the demands of all these children and grandsons, granddaughters. So they are compared to plunderers. Own family members become plunderers of one's wealth, and will be frustrated. So this also induces fear that what all the relationships, all the possessions will ultimately have to be left behind. And ultimately the highest fear is that I have to quit this body, which is so dear to me. I have stayed in this body for so many years. I have taken care of this so much, and I have to leave it and go. That creates also fear. For those who are attached to this body, it creates fear for them. But pure devotees are not attached. So that's why they are fearless. Abhaya. Abhaya Charan. Because they have taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, they become fearless. They don't have fear of death because they know that I'm not this body, I'm spirit. So there's no attachment. Anywhere there is material attachment, there should be pain. There will be pain. And when there is no material attachment, there is no pain. So Kalakanya, this invalidity or old age creates fear in people's heart. So the next two verses, Yavana Raja says, Tom avyakta gatir phongshva lokam karma vinirmitam yahi me pratana yukta prajanasham praneshyasi. This world is a product of fruity activities. Therefore, you may imperceptibly attack people in general, helped by my soldiers who can kill them without opposition. See how Kalakana will attack? Imperceptibly. अव्यक्त गति ही आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा अटैक हो रहा है. Slowly she keeps attacking, and suddenly you realize all my hairs have become white and there is wrinkles on the face, and then it's so many problems, isn't it? Uh, so this is the problem. Imperceptibly. So you may not observe it, but others can observe. 2-3 साल के बाद जब मिलते हैं ना पता जाए it's changed so much, right? So generally change means people have become old. Right? So that change is not so palatable. One becomes old. So so you attack all the people in general. In other sense, you should marry everybody in this world. The whole world becomes, everybody in this world becomes your husband, because imperceptibly they will have to accept you. कोई चारा नहीं है. Everybody will be under your custody. So lokam karma vinirmitam. This world is made up of karmas of the jivas. The word karma vinirmitam means manufactured by fruitive activities. This entire material world, especially in these days, is a result of fruitive activities. Everyone is fully engaged in decorating the world with highways, motor cars, electricity, skyscrapers, industries, business, etc. All this appears very nice for those who are simply engaged in sense gratification. and who are ignorant of spiritual identity, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nonam pramatta kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya pranoti na sadhu manye yatatmanoyam asannapi kleshada sadeha. Those without knowledge of spirit soul are mad after materialistic activities, and they perform all kinds of sinful activities simply for sense gratification. According to Rishabdeva, such activities are inauspicious because they force one to accept an abominable body in the next life. Everyone can experience that although we try to keep the body in comfortable position, it's always giving pain and is subjected to threefold miseries. And no matter how much ever we try to keep the body comfortable, we have some problem. How many have problems in your body? 100%. Everybody is having problem. Huh? Somebody has headache, somebody has stomach ache, somebody has uh, uh, fat. Body is so heavy, you have to drag it. uh, Heavy fat, have a big belly, right? And somebody has problem that teeth are falling. Somebody has problem, hairs are falling. Not a big industry, right? Dentistry and hair industries, right? So no matter how much you try to keep the body comfortable, it's always giving some misery. You go to hospitals, so many departments, right? Dermatology, ophthalmology, what is it? ENT, dentistry, what else? Cardiology. For lungs के लिए क्या होता है? I don't know. Stomach and GI, gastrointestinal department. Then there is nephrology for kidneys. What else? Cardiology. Then this bone के लिए क्या होता है? Orthopedic, pediatrics बच्चों के लिए. Then neurology, because people are going crazy nowadays because of stress. Neurology, psychiatry, mind problems, dermatologist, skin, right? So, and there is also micro specialization, particular specific. Heart may be a specialization. इसके लिए वो specialization. So many problems body can give, isn't it? So for each organ there is a different department only, specializations. So body gives problems. Otherwise, why are there so many hospitals, welfare boards, and insurance establishments? Because hospitals are there, there are insurance companies making money out of it. Huh? Because of fear of death, people are making money. All insurance companies are making money because of they are exploiting this fear and then making a lot of money. Everybody's insurance of 5,000, 10,000 per month, उतना कितना हो जाता है? करोड़ों बन जाता है. And how many people fall sick? Everybody falls sick. Some get insurance, some don't get insurance. वो भी criteria are there. So that's why when you go to hospitals, first thing they say, admit ho jaiye, get admitted. Of course, if he's a genuine doctor, he will say, oh, no, no need to admit. But some doctors are there who are money-minded. I say, admit, because insurance company pays, na, right? Actually, in this world, there is no happiness. People are simply engaged in trying to counteract unhappiness. Amazing, no? Kuruvan dukkha pratikaram sukhavan manyate grahi. Third canto, Devoti section. What people are doing in this world? Kuruvan dukkha pratikaram. That's what they're doing. दुख का प्रतिकार कर रहे हैं and they think that this is happiness. मेरे पास घर नहीं था, अच्छा घर बना दिया मैंने, मैं सुखी हो गया. अभी मेरे पास कार नहीं था, रो रहा था, कार चाहिए, कार मिल गया, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी नाउ. इज इट ट्रू? दुख प्रतिकारम सुखोद मन्यते गृही. दैट्स व्हाट इज मटेरियल प्लेजर, राइट? बाइक नहीं था, बाइक मिल गया, I have the best bike. Nobody has, no? One may think like that, but that will also lead to misery. Yesterday I was coming in the right auto from Mara Nagar. I saw one bike and another bike was trying to overtake. ठोक दिया, गिर गए. No. Right? So where is that happiness? It gives misery. So many accidents happen nowadays, isn't it? So kuruvan dukkha pratikaram sukhon manate grahi. Foolish people accept unhappiness as happiness. Therefore, the king of the Yavanas decided to attack such foolish people imperceptibly by old age, disease, and ultimately death. Of course, after death, there must be birth. Therefore, Yavanara thought it wise to kill all the karmis through the agency of Kalakanya and thus try to make them aware that materialistic advancement is not actually advancement. Every living entity is a spiritual being. And consequently, without spiritual advancement, the human form of life is ruined. Right? So, this fear should lead us to take shelter of Krishna, spiritual advancement. Because if you are engaged in materialistic activities, imperceptibly you will be attacked by old age, disease, and death. Old age आ गया मतलब disease भी आ गया. Right? No old man is so healthy. Some problem will be cataract will be there, or they have to use this ear. What is it called? Earbuds to amplify the sound, and they have to use their teeth. What is it called? Dentures for eating, and they have to have a stick to walk. So invalidity means surely there is pain in the body, and death also will come. So Yavanara said, "I will not accept you as my wife. There is my brother. His name is Prajvara. Prajvara is Jwara. Jwara means fever. The fever which comes at the time of death is called as Prajvara. 107 degrees Celsius. That is death. Prajvaroyam mama bhrata. There is my brother called Prajvara. Tvam cha me bhagani bhava. I'll accept you as my sister. Charami ubhaye ubhabhyam lokesmin avyakto bhima sainikah. The king of the Yavanas continued, here is my brother Prajvara. I now accept you as my sister. I shall employ both of you as well as my dangerous soldiers to act imperceptibly within this world. Kalakanya was sent by Narada Muni to Yavana Raja. Narada Muni sent Kalakanya to Yavana Raja so that she might become his wife. But instead of accepting her as his wife, Yavana Raja accepted her as his sister. Those who do not follow the Vedic principles are unrestricted as far as sex is concerned. Consequently, they sometimes do not hesitate to have sex with their sisters. In this age of Kali, there are many instances of such incest. Although Yavanaraj accepted the request of Narada Muni to show respect to him, he was nonetheless thinking of illicit sex. This was due to his being the king of Yavanas and Malechas. The word Prajvara is very significant, for it means the fever sent by Lord Vishnu. Such a fever is always set at 107 degrees Celsius, the temperature at which a man dies. Very high temperature is 107 degree Fahrenheit. So I've seen people going to 105. As soon as the fever reaches 105, the mind goes crazy. He'll not have any control about what he's speaking, what he's doing, because brain starts becoming dysfunctional, disoriented. And somehow that devotee was saved. He was in ICU. Fever went to 105. He was behaving crazy, but somehow they gave all the injection, this and that, and fever came down to 103, 102. He was saved. Because 106, 107 means death only. Body cannot sustain that temperature, 107 degree Fahrenheit. So the king of Yavanas and Malechas requested the daughter of time, Kalakanya, to become sister. There is no need to ask her to become his wife, for the Yavanas and Malechas do not make distinctions as far as sex life is concerned. Thus, one may outwardly be a sister, mother, or daughter and still have sex. Yavanaraja's brother was Prajvara, and Kalakanya was invalidity itself, combined and strengthened by the soldiers of Yavanaraja, namely non-hygienic conditions, illicit sex, and ultimately a high degree of temperature to bring on death. They would be able to smash the materialistic way of life. In this connection, it is significant that Narada was immune to the attack of Jara or invalidity. And similarly, Jara or the destructive force cannot attack any follower of Narada Muni or a pure Vaishnava. Right? So those who maintain purity in terms of their sex life, cleanliness, so they will not be attacked by Jara, old age. So one should maintain purity of consciousness, purity of habits, staying away from these four pillars of sinful life: meditating, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling. So by staying away from this, one can maintain one's youth, and also one can be stay young and serve Krishna for a long time. That's why Srila Prabhupada used to emphasize these four things. By indulging in these four things, one loses his vital force, his energy, his sattva. But by staying away from these four habits, one can maintain, preserve his strength, by which he can serve Krishna with full, to his best of his capacity. Right? So, so these are some of the lessons which you can learn from this section of Kalakanya. So Prajvara and Kalakanya, they start attacking the city of Puranjana, and how this city was destroyed will be explained in the next chapter. How they enter and set fire. Prajvara comes with fire and sets fire to all the gates, and they enter into the gates and set fire to all the roads and marketplaces and buildings, and snakes are fearful of fire. So that serpent was not able to sustain. So he started running out of the body. Right? So that's called pran tyag. So prana came out of the body along with soul. Puranjana. So Puranjana and the prana quit the body and went into the next life. And because this Puranjana was materialistic, he was pious yet materialist. So he was trying to enjoy materialistic life by following dharma. Dharma, artha, kama. Right? There's a sequence. He was doing dharma to enjoy material life. So he quit his body, and he was attached to his wife, Puranjani. And because of his attachment to his wife, next life he became a woman. So boys who die thinking of women, they become women in next life. And women who die thinking of man, they become man. Right? Because whatever law of last thought, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam, tyajatyante kalaram tam tam evati kaunteya sada tat bhava bhavita. So whatever you remember at the time of death, that's what you will become. So we should remember Krishna at the time of death. Krishna's beautiful lotus feet, Krishna's beautiful face, Krishna's beautiful pastimes, and hearing his holy name, surrounded by devotees, and that consciousness one should live one's life. Right. So to do that, we have to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Now, practice thinking about Krishna every day. So in temple, what we are doing, morning 4:30 to 9 o'clock, we are practicing to remember Krishna for 3.5 hours every day. Right. 4.5 hours. Mangalarti, chanting the holy names, Darshanarti, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class. We're training our mind to think of Krishna. And we train nicely, then even when you go out in the daytime, many of you are going out for registrations, even at that time, even if you go to passionate places, but still we can maintain our consciousness because we have trained in the morning to think about Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna. So I pause here if anybody has any questions or comments. How Zoom people will ask? Somebody can see if I cannot hear the voice of Zoom people on Zoom. So you can type it so that I can. Yes. Yeah. So when person becomes old, his um, even the ability to think and serve also reduces. But on the other hand, when the devotees become old, their desire to serve enhances. Hmm. So example is given of Uddhava. Kale na jarasam gataha. Is the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto beginning. It says that although Uddhava had become old, he was same age as Krishna, right? They were all brothers. So Krishna was he left this world when he was 125 years old. So Uddhava was also that age. He had become old. But no jarasam gataha, it is said. Shukadeva Goswami is introducing Uddhava like this. Right? Although he was old, still he was young. His enthusiasm was young, like a child. And Prabhupada writes in that purport, when the even when the pure devotees they reach old age, their enthusiasm to serve increases only. Srila Prabhupada at the age of 70, what did he do? Right? He did something which none of us can think of doing. He did that. Oh, his enthusiasm to serve. Right? So many of the managers of ISKCON at that time were coming and telling, Prabhupada, too much management. You want to take a break? We'll retire, go to Vrindavan and chant. Right? So that you can do in old age. When one becomes old, then one can go to Vrindavan, sit and chant. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still young. So I will not retire. I will serve. Right? And Prabhupada used to say that in old age you can go and do bhajan in Vrindavan. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm still young. So I will not retire. I'll serve. So that's enthusiasm of pure devotees. So the effect, the body may become old, but the effect of old age, which is that even the enthusiasm to serve reduces, that will not happen in the case of pure devotees. That you can see now clearly. Srila Prabhupada and his disciples.
Yavana Raja is said to be devotee of Lord. On the other hand, Srila Prabhupada mentions that he has intention of illicit relationship with Kalakanya. How to understand this? Is it allegorical representation to show the general tendency of Yavanas or Mlechas?
Hmm. Actually, you cannot say devotee of the Lord, but agents of the Lord. Like even demigods, they are agents appointed by the Lord for a specific purpose, but they are also serving the Lord. Right? Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, they are all demigods. Similarly, these are also demigods. Yavana Raja, Chandavega. Chandavega represents time. He is described to be a Gandharva, the demigod, Chandavega. Kalekanya is also an agent of the Lord, deputed to make me people old. So Yavana Raja is also, he creates fear actually. Yavana Raja is none other than fear, bhaya. He creates fear in the people's heart. He represents death. And and Prajvara represents the fever at the time of old age. So you cannot say that he is pure devotee of the Lord, but he is an agent of the Lord, mixed devotee. He cannot say pure devotee. He has his own materialistic desires also. And you see sometimes even devatas having materialistic desires which are not sanctioned. Even sinful desires may be there because of their past conditionings. You can read in Bhagavatam also many instances where even devatas commit mistakes and Krishna punishes and then forgives them in that way. So Yavana Raja is not a pure devotee. He is an agent of the Lord. He is doing service, but he also has his desires. And one of the desire which he has a little sinful, the tendency is there because he is a Yavana. Yavanas are not cultured. But Krishna is so powerful that he can use such agents also in his service to create fear. That's how we can understand. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Clarification.
Huh?
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you. I need little clarification since I heard this story first time. So I got little confused. Can you tell once again the separate name Puranjan, Yavan, then Prachora, and others name? Who are they? That's all.
There are many actually. You read this section
No,
of Bhagavatam, you'll understand.
I mean, Prabhuji, who are the same side, who are the opposite side? Puranjan is a king and he have own kingdom. And apart from Puranjan, all are the same part. I mean, same side.
Puranjana, his whole family is there. Puranjan is there, his wife is there, Puranjani, their Prana Shakti is there, their senses are there, their children are there. They're all within the city. But there is Chandavega, Kalakanya, there is Prajvara, and there are 720 soldiers, 360 day and 360 nights. That's how it is covered. So there's soldiers who are attacking non-stop day and night. Attack ho hi raha hai, but because of strength, inner strength, we are able to fight it. Right now, even he's attacking. Kala is attacking. Kalakan is proposing also. Please marry me. But we say, no, 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 I don't want. But she'll attack. Even now she's attacking imperceptibly. But those devotees who take shelter of Krishna, they will be safe. They will not be affected by the symptoms of old age. Their enthusiasm to serve will increase. Right? Okay. It is a long story. You have to read this along with purports. Then you will have to understand. In online, it's going on, so they'll be able to follow. But here, for some of it must be a new story. It's also described which gates are to the north, which is to the east, which is to the west, which is in the south, what do they represent. When you go through the north gate, what you will find. When you go to the east gate, what you will find. It's all details are mentioned. And what happened to Puranjana when he went outside the city for hunting and he did some sinful activity, came back and wife was unhappy. She chastised him, he begged forgiveness. Right? So when you do sinful activities, one feels bad. One has to do prayaschitta. So Puranjana does prayaschitta and tries to again rectify himself and continue on the path of dharma. And all those details are all, it's very perfectly represents the life of a soul in the human body. Not the life of a pure devotee, but the life of a conditioned soul in human body. Okay. I think we discussed somewhere in Ahobilam, no, this story. We had discussed long back, 4 years back, I think. I think 2-3 days he had discussed there. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai. Can show darshan. Hare
Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, we can end session. Dear devotees, we'll conclude here. We'll meet again tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।